Its power is so insane, it can easily pierce right through a sandworm's body. But when I first got this ability, it was only ranked as a pathetic F class. But only I knew, the true power of sand goes way beyond that. As long as I keep growing, I can absolutely become the king of this new world, and the reason I'm so confident is because this world is completely covered in sand now. Hundreds of years ago, a blinding flash of light wiped out all life on Earth. The beautiful blue planet that was once our home turned into a massive desert tomb, and all the few surviving humans could do was build their own little fortresses. I couldn't help but sigh. Since everything got destroyed, they should have just finished the job. Why leave us behind to crawl around like pathetic bugs? The moment that thought crossed my mind, bam, I got punched right into the bus door. Some guy laughed and said his hand slipped, but before apologizing, he demanded to know my name. I'm Zane, I told him. What the hell do you want? The guy burst out laughing. Why do you only have a first name? Don't you see a bunch of your daddies sitting right in front of you? That pissed me off. He just slumped down right next to me. Since we're all in the same miserable boat, we ought to get along. He started guessing that I was either a criminal or some runaway. Probably wanted for assault, fraud, or theft. But the very next second, I smashed my fist straight into his face. He went flying backwards. Since you're so damn curious about what I did, I'll spell it out for you. I'm in for murder. Well, strictly speaking, it doesn't actually count as murder. Because in this hellhole, only the strong are even considered human. At first, I thought I just wiped out some nobody. But it turned out he actually had serious backing. His older brother was Lee Jilin. That scared the living hell out of me. His brother was actually one of the elites. One of the few recognized as human in this world. And an awakened is basically a god among men. Word on the street was that Lee Jilin was hunting me down. I just didn't expect him to actually find me. Suddenly, blood sprayed right in front of my eyes. Couldn't figure out why my own fist was mangled. I was the one who hit him. Before I could even process it, his hand clamped onto my face. With just a slight squeeze, he effortlessly flipped my entire body upside down. The sheer impact made my head spin. This guy in front of me definitely wasn't some ordinary thug. I went through hell just to escape the awakened and make it out here. But an awakened still managed to track me down. Suddenly, the entire bus shook violently and started flipping completely out of control. That bald guy still had no idea what was going on. He started screaming at the driver to watch the damn road, but the driver was already losing his mind in total panic. The reason the bus was shaking was because we had just been swallowed alive by a giant monster. Everyone was absolutely terrified, screaming and desperately clawing their way out. But it was too late. Endless streams of sand swallowed them completely. Back in the new soul zone, running into an awakened usually meant getting thrown to the sandworms. Being eaten alive wasn't even anything special anymore. That's just how this twisted world works. The strong take absolutely everything from the weak. So even if I die right here, I'm just another weak loser. Nobody gives a damn if people like us drop dead. If only I could have gotten just a little bit stronger, I wouldn't have to die like this. But what's the point of whining about it now? I'm already on my last breath. Suddenly, my eyes snapped wide open. I wasn't buried by the sand. Instead, I was dragged out by the sand. And that wasn't all. I felt like my body had gone through some massive changes. For a split second there, I couldn't even breathe. I don't know how, but I could suddenly sense everything happening outside. At first, I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. But when I really focused, I realized I could feel the steel towers and all the buildings out there. My heart started pounding, and my vision grew sharper and sharper. With every single breath, the entire outside world flooded right into my mind. I had no clue what was happening to me. I could even sense planets way out in space. It felt like I was the Earth itself, or maybe the avatar of the entire planet. From the looks of it, I must have awakened. So, I raised my hands and started channeling my power. Countless grains of sand gathered right at my fingertips. And the next second, blasted out a shockwave that punched straight through the monster's body. Only one thought kept echoing in my head. I have to survive. In this world where everything has turned to sand, I am going to make it out alive. Even with a terrifying monster standing in my way, I am absolutely not backing down here. I carefully felt my entire body. My heartbeat was loud and clear. Every single cell in me was buzzing with energy. Without a doubt, I had definitely become an awakened. Right in front of me, that monster was thrashing wildly in the desert. I was nothing but an ant compared to it. Its massive jaws snapped open and lunged straight at me. I instantly slammed my hands onto the ground. But what really weirded me out was, just as I was about to fight back, some guy grabbed my head. He told me to stay out of the way and get the hell out of there. Right after that, I felt this sudden, massive force just swat me away. I crashed hard into the desert sand. That crazy bastard actually swatted me right out of the air. I didn't even notice when he got so close to me. My eyes went wide in shock as I looked up. Unbelievable. That monster was actually bleeding buckets of black blood. And that guy from just now, he took down such a terrifying beast all by himself. With just one kick, the monster was smashed right into the ground by the impact. I don't know if the world has gone mad, or if I have. How the hell did that guy take down a sandworm so effortlessly? It was my first time seeing an awakened that powerful. And before I knew it, a blue-haired woman had appeared right next to me. She said the guy's name was Zhang Longfan, and that he was her captain. I instinctively turned to look at her, wondering who the hell this woman was now. And seriously, how do these people keep sneaking up on me without making a sound? The second she grabbed my arm, I could feel her insane amount of strength. Not only that, my arm was starting to freeze. I yelled at her to let go immediately, but she just wouldn't let go. Zhang Longfan shot a sharp glare over in our direction. "You're such a headache, woman. I told you, just attack it head on. Aim for the brain near its mouth. Monsters like this are a piece of cake to kill." The woman replied that she couldn't pull that off herself. And besides, there's only one survivor here. Right after she said that, she suddenly kicked out, sending me flying through the air. Then, she used her jiu-jitsu to pin me dead to the ground. I couldn't even move. I had no freaking idea what these people actually wanted. The woman just chuckled. "So, my friend, what exactly are your level and abilities?" Let me guess, but she quickly noticed something seriously wrong. The guy right in front of her wasn't an awakened? What the? Because she realized my arm didn't have a single rank badge. I think she must be blind. How the hell could an awakened not have a rank badge? Just then, a vehicle rolled up, and the guy inside yelled, "What are you guys dawdling for? The sun is about to set." The blue-haired woman asked what to do with me. "If we just leave him here, he's a dead man." The captain, Zhang Longfan, shot me a glance. And at the exact same time, I locked eyes right back with him. Then, Zhang Longfan spoke up. "Just let him tag along. He's heading toward the mines anyway." And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a vehicle drove across the vast desert. The guy with the glasses from earlier shouted furiously, "Why do you guys always have to play hero? Didn't I tell you? The sun is practically gone." Listening to them bicker, I sat in the back, tied up tight as a drum. With just a single thought, I controlled the sand to form a tiny swirling vortex right in front of my eyes. Then, I let go of my focus, and the sand crumbled back down. It looks like this sand actually moves at my will. I must have awakened my powers. But I just don't get it. Why did that blue-haired chick say she couldn't see my rank badge? I took a closer look. It really does seem a bit different. Especially the color. This doesn't look like the orange hue. It perfectly matches the color of the sand. The glow of a rank badge changes depending on the awakened's class. Magic types glow blue, brawler types glow red, but every now and then, you get awakened from completely different classes. Who would have thought? My power is actually manipulating sand. I've never even heard of an ability like this. Even though my shoulder badge shows the absolute lowest rank, F class, but I can feel it. This power holds infinite possibilities, just like the endless desert. Thinking about that, I couldn't help but let out a cold smirk. Just you wait, world. Until this power truly and completely becomes mine. And until that moment arrives, I'll stay hidden and endure. Then, this entire world will become a stage built just for me. In a world made entirely of desert, I awaken the power to control sand. I'm literally the chosen one. Before long, we arrived at the magic crystal mines. Everything here looked perfectly normal. Right after we got there, I was ordered to line up with the others. Those two mysterious guys from earlier kept staring at me. They definitely thought I was a freak. Out of all the people who got swallowed up, how the hell did only one guy survive? The captain, Zhang Longfan, knew it couldn't just be a coincidence. Because back when he took down that monster, he noticed something totally suspicious. There was a massive hole blown right through the monster's body. Zhang Longfan kinda regretted not asking for my name. He had this gut feeling he'd be seeing me again. Time flew by, and soon it was nightfall. I thought this place was just a bunch of mine shafts. I had no idea there were actually living quarters here. It wasn't until right then that the ropes on my hands were finally untied. He just untied me and walked away. Are you really just gonna let me wander off like this? He made it clear it wasn't his problem. I don't give a damn what you do. Even if you turn this entire place upside down, it's none of my business. Whatever, I wasn't gonna waste my breath on an idiot like him anyway. I figured I'd just take a look around and grab a bite to eat while I was at it. Before long, I stumbled upon a small food stall. Just as I looked up to ask the boss how much the stuff cost, my eyes caught a poster plastered on the wall. It read, "Let our labor make new souls shine." The old boss let out a dry laugh. So, what do you think? Did that little slogan catch your eye, too? He thought anyone who actually believed that garbage was a total joke. New soul's power doesn't come from mana crystals. I asked the old man what the hell he meant by that. If it wasn't mana crystals, then what was powering the city? He pointed a bony finger right at me. It's you little rats, you just follow orders, and if there's a shortage, you'll automatically burn out your own minds to make up the difference. Now ain't that just the perfect fuel? I scoffed, telling him he sure knew a lot. I bet all your old pals are already taking a swim in the river Styx, huh? He just looked amused and shot back, so how was the view inside that sandworm's guts? Felt just like being back in your mother's womb, didn't it? I couldn't believe it. The story of me getting swallowed had already spread this far. The old geezer mocked me, saying I was 5 seconds away from becoming worm shit. And yet you scurry over here to hide, treating this hellhole like some kind of safe haven. He gestured for me to look behind him. Making a buck down here ain't exactly a walk in the park, kid. But when I looked, all I saw behind the old man was a pile of junk. Are you going senile or something? I snapped. Why the hell are you making me stare at a pile of trash? He told me he'd hoarded every single piece of it himself. This is what's left of the poor bastards who end up here. And it's exactly what your future looks like, boy. Every rookie who shows up here tries to hold out and avoid the mines at first. I mean, you know how it is, right? That's just the kind of meat grinder the mana crystal mines are. They figure going down there is a death sentence, so they pawn off every little thing they have. They hold on, until eventually, they sell their own bodies. But holding out is completely useless. It doesn't fix a damn thing. Whatever scraps you have will just dry up little by little. And in the end, everyone meets the exact same fate. They die muttering that getting swallowed whole by the mine would have been a quicker way to go. You know what they say. A man dies and leaves his name behind. But when trash dies, it doesn't leave behind anything but more trash. The old geezer chuckled, saying he couldn't wait to see what junk I'd leave behind. I was done entertaining his nonsense. I just asked him how much the food I just ate cost. He told me it was 10 souls. I looked at him like he'd lost his damn mind. What, did you sprinkle solid gold dust on this meat or something? He smirked and said food down here was worth way more than gold. But there was no way in hell I was gonna let him rip me off. You're trying to fleece me over some rotten, bottom-of-the-barrel meat? You think just because I'm the new guy, you can shake me down? You crazy old coot, do I even look like I have that kind of cash on me? While I was running my mouth, dozens of people quietly began drawing their blades. It was the vendors and the workers. But at that moment, I was completely oblivious to the movement behind me. I was still yelling, I am not paying you a single dime for that. Deal with it. The very next second, the shadows behind me lunged forward. My instincts kicked in, and I instantly realized something was very wrong with these people. The old man sitting across from me let out a dark chuckle. Didn't you ever stop to wonder how an old bag of bones like me manages to run a business out in the open like this? When I finally whipped my head around, I saw all of them gripping knives, closing in on me. Their eyes were locked onto me with a dead, icy glare. The old man smiled a wicked, toothy grin. Well then, kid, let's see how you talk your way out of this one. I slammed my fist hard onto the table. My tone immediately shifted from calling him geezer to boss. Whoa, sir. Let's all just take a deep breath and calm down. How could I possibly have that much money? Let's just talk this out, alright? The old guy obviously knew I was broke, but he wasn't completely ruthless. You can pay with something else, he said. Like that magic crystal in your pocket. That would do just fine. Damn it, so he was setting me up right from the start. The old geezer curled his finger, gesturing for me to hand it over. He claimed he'd make an exception and give me a fair price. I told him to cut the crap. Does he have any idea what I went through to protect this damn thing? I begged the old man to cut me some slack. I mean, isn't putting it on my tab an option? But right as I was talking, a massive hand grabbed the back of my head. With a loud smash, he slammed my face hard into the table. This guy was a total hothead. He yelled, "Boss, you don't have to listen to this little brat's bullshit. Let's just bury him right here." And in the very next second, his arm was ripped clean off. Because I unleashed my sandstorm burst, the crowd stared in sheer terror as I sliced the old geezer clean in half. And that wasn't all. My powers wiped out every single person in the room. "You guys started this. You brought this on yourselves." Yeah, but that was all just in my head. The hulking brute was staring at me, looking completely speechless. "What the hell is wrong with you, kid? You've been spacing out this whole time." Was I daydreaming? Having no other choice, I had to toss the magic crystal over to him. "Here, this is what you wanted, right? Now take it." The old man picked it up, closely inspecting the crystal's quality. He finally offered me 100 souls. Are you kidding? This thing is worth at least 300 souls. But what could I do? I was on their turf. They call the shots here. I just let my head flop down onto the table. Honestly, if I really wanted to, killing this old man would be a piece of cake. But I absolutely couldn't make a move right now. So, I started negotiating. "Come on, at least throw in a little something extra to round it up." Surprisingly, the old man softened up. He told me I could go out back and pick one item to make up for the difference. But I was strictly limited to choosing just one thing. I could take whatever I wanted. I rummaged through the pile for ages, only to realize this place was a literal garbage dump. There wasn't a single good thing in sight. The old man seemed highly amused by me. He probably found my stubborn refusal to get ripped off, and my shameless will to survive pretty entertaining. It had probably been a long time since he'd seen someone like me. And right at that moment, something caught my eye. "That's just some junk an old caravan left behind," the old man called out from behind me. After digging through all that trash, this actually looked like the most valuable thing there. There was definitely nothing better in this pile, even if it was still technically garbage. The old man chuckled. "You're pretty invested in that piece of junk, aren't you?" That's when I finally asked for his name. He told me it was Klexi. "Klexi, you greedy old bastard, I really hope we never cross paths again." The old man, on the other hand, was in a great mood. He even joked, "Who knows? We might be seeing each other again real soon." After getting out of there, I started inspecting the hourglass. It had about 10 minutes left before it completely stopped working. Right now, I was back in the miners' dorms. I took a deep breath, and slowly began to channel the power flowing through my body. The next second, I threw my hand open, desperately willing the thing to move. But, after messing around with it for a good while, I realized this hourglass wasn't reacting at all. I don't even know if this thing has anything to do with my awakening. Even though it's my first time seeing this hourglass, I'm getting this weird sense of déjà vu. It feels like this thing was practically made for me. That sense of familiarity, it's almost like it's calling out to me. But at the same time, it feels totally brand new. I don't even know what I'm feeling right now. Suddenly, my door was kicked wide open. "Are you the new punk around here?" He told me to stop dragging my feet and get to work. I mumbled under my breath, "Well, if you guys had just told me where the dorm was in the first place. There's no way I would have taken this long." And the very next second, bam, he punched me so hard I went flying. He told me to shut my mouth, because right now, I absolutely have no right to talk back to anyone. If you dare to talk back around here, then you better get ready to take a beating. I just gritted my teeth and held it in. If it wasn't for the fact that I didn't want to expose my powers, I would have taken him out in a heartbeat. The guy told me to keep my mouth shut and hurry up and follow him to work. Right now, literally anyone can walk all over me, but I know it won't be long before I make my comeback. And when that time comes, I'll definitely make this piece of trash remember. I am not someone you want to mess with. After that, I followed him to the entrance of the Sector 3 mine. Park Man-ho ordered his men to hand me some gear. Start digging, and then he followed it up with, equipment and food costs will all be deducted right out of my pay. Any magic crystals I dig up go straight to him. I asked him how much I'd be making a day. I mean, I had to get that cleared up right from the start. But the next second, my hard hat was completely smashed through by a hammer. Park Man-ho started screaming at me. "Do I really have to smash your skull in with a hammer for you to learn your lesson? The cost of that helmet is coming out of your pay too. You'd better get that through your thick skull." Then he sent me off to shaft 972. One of the guys tried to speak up, saying that shaft 972 didn't have any. But before he could even finish, Park Man-ho cut him off. If you say one more word, you can go down there instead of him. Then, he gave me a strict order. Do not even think about crawling out of there until you've dug up some magic crystals. Or else, he'd kill me. I made my way deep into the mineshaft. The foreman told me I had awful luck. I just had to show up right after Park Man-ho lost everything gambling. I was a little worried that, well, with my soft skin, I might end up getting hurt down here. Hearing that, the foreman's hand started to tremble slightly. You don't need to worry about getting hurt down here. Because, no one has ever just gotten hurt down here. After that, we arrived at shaft 972. But right as I was getting ready to start working, the foreman actually stepped back into the elevator, and slammed the iron gate shut. From inside, he told me that over a dozen people had already gone missing in this shaft. He actually knew 4 of them personally. No one even knows how or why they vanished, or if they're even still alive. No wonder that foreman told me not to worry about getting hurt. He actually expects me to die down here. I can't believe he actually just left me here all by myself. I was absolutely furious. Just because I ticked off Park Man-ho, they're really gonna dump me in a place like this? While I was busy cursing out Park Man-ho, the hammer in my hand suddenly slipped. Man, my luck sucks. There goes my one and only weapon. After a moment, I started taking a real look around the mineshaft. I was way too angry to notice it before, but the magic concentration in this underground tunnel is insanely high. How could the others not have noticed this? Is it just because they're ordinary people? And, the further in I go, the thicker the magic gets. A normal person would have passed out from magic overload ages ago. I wonder where all this magic is even coming from. It didn't take long to find the hammer, but, unfortunately, the handle was snapped right off. Man, my luck is absolute garbage. Right then, I stepped on something totally squishy, and out of nowhere, this massive black sinkhole just opened up right beneath my feet. I have no clue how the hell it even got there, but honestly, that wasn't even the real problem. The real question was, what was waiting for me at the bottom? Was I gonna die if I fell in? The very next second, my body was free falling. I completely lost control, and it wasn't just me. Right as I slipped, my hammer and helmet just clattered against the solid ground above. Suddenly, it all made sense. When that foreman said over a dozen guys had just vanished into thin air, this was exactly how it happened. I completely blacked out the moment I hit the bottom. And while I was out cold, I had a dream. It was a flashback to when I was just a kid, the day my own parents dumped me on the streets. I ended up starving so badly. I actually had to steal a piece of meat just to survive. And for that, I had a mob of over a dozen people chasing me down, beating me half to death. That is, until I ended up killing that guy. When I found out his older brother was an awakened, man, I lost it. I started running like a stray dog, hiding wherever I could. I was so damn sick and tired of living that pathetic, miserable life. And just like that, I jolted awake. My head was pounding like crazy. And why the hell was it so unbelievably hot in here? I took a closer look at the ground, and realized something was seriously wrong. No way. Please tell me I didn't just fall straight into a portal. Because if this really was a portal, that could only mean one thing. I was trapped inside a massive labyrinth, and making it out alive was gonna be next to impossible. Out of nowhere, a tiny rock dropped from the ceiling. I picked it up, and instantly felt this burning heat against my palm. It was so scorching hot, I immediately jerked my hand back and tossed the rock away. Yeah, this definitely wasn't a dream. Even back in the New Seoul district, people always geared up for dungeons with everything they had. Oh god, this has to be volcanic ash. It felt just like scorched sand. If I don't get the hell out of here, and fast, my lungs are gonna be completely fried. The moment that hit me, I didn't even think twice. I ripped the bottom of my pant leg right off. I had to make a makeshift mask, right now. Look, if this labyrinth has an entrance, there's absolutely gotta be an exit somewhere. And the best bet? It's gotta be that jagged peak over there. The absolute highest point in this entire dungeon. If I just stand here like an idiot, the blistering heat and toxic ash are gonna kill me for sure. Coast is clear. No monsters in sight. This is it. Now's my chance. I took off sprinting as fast as my legs could carry me. A little roadblock like this? There's no way in hell I'm giving up that easily. With one smooth jump, I cleared the gap and landed right on the next ledge. Okay, that was a little too close for comfort. But then, the rocks beneath my feet just completely gave out. I was literally inches away from plunging straight into a boiling pit of magma. Thank God I have a decent reach. I desperately clawed at the rocky edge and hung on for dear life. Peeved. A little bit of lava isn't enough to scare me off. I gritted my teeth and hoisted myself back up. But man, my blood was absolutely boiling now. That piece of trash, Park Man-ho. The second I make it out of here, he is a dead man. But I quickly forced myself to push down the rage. If I let my anger take control right now, I'm just gonna make things 10 times worse for myself. No matter what happens, I'm surviving this. I'll fight, I'll claw, I'll do whatever it takes. I am finding a way out of this hellhole. Staring at the highest peak up ahead, I figured I still had about 4 massive jumps left to make it there. But I couldn't stop, not now. I had to keep moving. No more overthinking. This is all about letting my body take over. I crouched low, bracing myself for the ultimate sprint across. My story doesn't end in a place like this. I won't let it, but what I absolutely never saw coming was what was lurking right beneath the magma. A monster had locked its sights on me, ready to swallow me whole in a single bite. With a massive crunch, the giant beast swallowed me down. It plunged right back into the magma. But then, the spot where it vanished started bubbling up. Suddenly, its body started thrashing violently, and a massive hole blew right through it. That was me. I used my powers to blast a hole right from the inside. I honestly didn't expect to be able to control volcanic ash. My sand powers actually have a pretty crazy range. I scrambled out of the danger zone, panting like crazy. I felt like I was gonna collapse. This dungeon's environment is even more brutal than the monsters. The blazing heat, the thick ash. It felt like my nose was burning from the inside out. I couldn't even catch a breath. I felt like I was gonna drop dead at any second. Instinctively, I clenched my fists. Just a minute ago, I was telling myself I'd survive. Man, I haven't even dated anyone yet. Dying like this would just be way too unfair. So, even if the Grim Reaper himself comes for me, I'm not going down without a fight. The very next second, I activated my powers. I had just come up with an absolutely brilliant idea. I'd fish one of those magma crocodiles out and kill it. Then, I could use its tough hide as armor. I managed to punch through its skin earlier, so taking one down now shouldn't be too hard. But right as I was about to make my move, a voice suddenly echoed in my ears. What a fascinating ability, controlling the sand. It's truly mesmerizing. I snapped my head up, muttering, no way, why the hell was there another human down here? And, an old man, of all things? The old guy was gripping a sword. The next thing I knew, he flipped through the air. And as I watched in pure shock, he brought his blade crashing down right onto the crocodile's back. The whole ground shook, magma erupted everywhere. The old man's attack was so ridiculously powerful, I seriously thought my eardrums were gonna burst. My ears were completely ringing. I glanced over at the beast, and realized he had sliced the damn thing completely in half. And the old guy didn't have a single scratch on him. This wasn't just some high-level awakened. This guy was a monster on a completely different level. Then, he slowly raised his foot, and stomped down. He completely crushed the ground beneath him. Right now, we are talking about your name. I am giving you exactly 3 seconds. Answer me, now. And just like that, he started counting down. The clock quickly hit 2 seconds. But I was still frozen in shock, completely terrified by his insane power. Once the 3 seconds were up, and he saw I still hadn't given him my name, he raised his weapon, ready to execute me on the spot. But little did he know, my ringing ears had just barely cleared up. I could finally hear what he was saying. Wait, hold on, I frantically yelled. I don't know what's going on. But please, spare me. My name is Zane, let's just talk this out. The old man scoffed, muttering that my name was pathetic. Then, with a single swing of his blade, he cleaved the massive magma mountain right behind me in half. After that little display of power, he finally gave me his name. He called himself Day Odin. I was so confused. What the hell did this crazy old guy want from me? Look, I'm really grateful you saved me and all, but wasn't that just a bit much? The old guy just called me an absolute idiot. You don't even realize you've walked right into a trap. To protect itself, the dungeon will spawn a second entrance. It releases magic through that rift, and drags any living thing nearby right into it. That right there is a trap. Most people go their whole lives without ever seeing one. Your luck is absolutely rotten, kid. But this is all on that damn park Manhwa. I asked him how the hell we're supposed to get out. I mean, we can't just die here, right? He told me to focus my magic, right into my eyes. In a second, I'll show you exactly why I called you an idiot. So, I did what he said. I channeled my own magic, and focused it into my eyes. I carefully felt out the surroundings, and suddenly, a massive monster appeared right in front of me. It turns out the old guy was fighting it this whole time. He wasn't threatening me at all. He said it's a magical beast with cloaking abilities. Unsuspecting prey are completely clueless until they're dead and swallowed whole. I can't believe a beast this huge was right in front of me. And I didn't sense a single ounce of danger. If it weren't for the old man's sword strike just now, I probably would have died without even knowing what hit me. Thinking about it now, he's saved my life twice already. Just how insanely strong is this guy? He's probably way beyond anything I could ever imagine. I asked him who the hell he really is. But who he is isn't even the point. I just wanted to know where the heck we are. Well, the old man calls this place a dungeon, and his personal hunting ground. As for who I am, why don't you see for yourself? Saying that, the old man slowly drew the sword from his back. He took one single swing at the mountains ahead. The sound of the air ripping apart was so deafening it nearly shattered my eardrums. I was completely stunned. What on earth did he just do? Why are there suddenly so many flying monsters swarming the sky? Right then, the old man looked at me and said, "If you want to survive, if you want to prove you're actually worth something, then get up and fight." And the second those words left his mouth, one of the flying beasts darted right past me. I had no idea these things could move so incredibly fast. If I don't do something right now, I'm going to get seriously hurt. But they're swarming everywhere, and their speed is insane. I can't even try to make a run for it. And seriously, why are they only attacking my left side? I gathered the sand at my fingertips, compressing it tightly to shoot sand bullets. But my attacks couldn't even scratch those birds. Instead, I'm the one getting torn to absolute shreds. At this point, neither my sand nor my own eyes can keep up with their speed. If this keeps up, I am completely dead. That old man has already saved my life twice. If I just drop dead right here, then I really am the useless idiot he thinks I am. But wait, I just noticed something. My ears are injured again. Because when I look at the old guy in front of me, I can only see his lips moving. I can't hear a single sound coming out. I need a way to track the enemy's movements. My normal vision just isn't cutting it. If that's the case, there's only one option left. I have to channel my magic directly into my eyes. Then, lock onto those monsters, and predict exactly where they're going to move. This is exactly what the old man was teaching me just now. Stop relying only on your physical sight. You have to see with your magic. Right on cue, a mutated crow charges straight at my face. But this time, I can see its path perfectly. With a single flick of my hand, I threw up a sand shield and deflected the attack. It finally clicked for me. The trick is to feel the beast's magic. And your eyes aren't just for looking. It's all about how you use them. When the beast's magic gets close, that's when you strike back from the shortest possible distance. So, that old guy must have figured it out right from the very beginning. It's almost like he foresaw exactly what was going to happen. This old guy is just incredibly strong. Who the hell is he? The very next second, the old man swung his blade. Now this is getting fun. My blood hasn't pumped like this in a long time. With a single slash, the crocodile's body tumbled right into the lava. But the old man? He didn't seem satisfied at all. He wanted to slaughter even more of them. He swung again. Man, this old guy is just way too powerful. The monsters here are absolutely no match for him. In his eyes, slicing through them was as easy as chopping carrots. He even muttered, "It's over already?" I was just getting warmed up. Why are there so few dungeon monsters lately? From the sound of it, it seems like he's been living in this dungeon for years. I looked up, and saw that every single monster was dead by his blade. I was so utterly shocked, I couldn't even speak. But hey, I guess that's a good thing. Since he wiped out all the monsters, that means I can finally get out of here. But right at that moment, I felt the ground trembling all around me. I cursed under my breath. Damn it, I knew it wouldn't be that simple. The roar that creature let out almost made my eardrums burst. It was absolutely agonizing. I collapsed to the ground, dry heaving. I gasped out to the old man. "What the hell was that? What's happening now?" He calmly replied that it was the boss's roar. And this boss is the ultimate leader. That spawns in every single dungeon. It's the core of this whole area, and fighting it was exactly why the old man came here. When that colossal beast finally emerged, my eyes widened in pure terror. Yet, the old guy looked completely thrilled. You finally showed up. The very next second, the monster let out a deafening screech. This thing was the infamous Crimson Dragon. Despite the name, it wasn't actually a true dragon. It was only a Class B entity. But still, a Class B monster is no joke. Especially a boss monster. Just like with Awakening Tears, a red aura means it has pure combat traits. Right then, the beast unleashed its ice powers. A massive ice spike shot straight out of its mouth, hurtling directly toward us. I nearly jumped out of my skin. An attack like that was pure overkill. But the old man? He casually cleaved the strike in two with a single swing. I stood right below him, without a single scratch. My whole reality completely shattered at that moment. Everything I had ever learned meant absolutely nothing in front of this old guy. His immense strength was completely beyond my comprehension. Suddenly, the black dragon clamped its claws down hard. But its assault didn't even faze the old man. It simply couldn't land a single hit. Just then, the black dragon's wrist twisted back at a gruesome angle, snapping right around the old man's body. It stretched its massive jaws wide, charging up a magic blast to obliterate him. The old guy just let out a dark chuckle. With a single press of his hand, he forced the black dragon's gigantic jaws shut, and that massive energy it was just charging up exploded right inside its own mouth. The old man sneered and said, "Hurts, doesn't it, Drake? But don't you worry, that kind of pain will be over in a flash. I'll be the one to end it all. Because today is the funeral of Drake the Black Dragon." With that, he brought his sword down, slashing right into the black dragon. Hearing the old guy say today was the black dragon's funeral, I had a feeling it was gonna be my funeral, too. Are these maniacs incapable of just talking things out like normal people? Do they really have to fight? I immediately used my sand powers, trying to block the incoming shockwaves. And surprisingly, I actually blocked it. The blast kept shoving my body forward. If just the aftershocks are this insane, I can't even imagine the kind of terrifying power that crazy old man is facing head-on. The old guy just wouldn't stop laughing like a maniac. This is fantastic, Black Dragon, I absolutely freaking love you. To think you could unleash power like this. To the old man, this whole thing felt like a fun trip to an amusement park. With a single strike of his sword, he smashed the black dragon right down into the bubbling magma. But sadly for me, the blast caught me up in it again. Watching the massive shockwave rushing closer, I cursed under my breath. Damn it, that old geezer didn't care whether I lived or died. I instantly covered my face with sand, but I still got sent flying. The impact was so strong that it sent my body tumbling across the ground, over and over. While tumbling, I suddenly realized I was heading straight for the magma. My heart completely dropped. There's no way I'm dying right here, right? I literally just awakened my powers. And they're the ultimate killer powers, too. Going out like this would be way too pathetic. I haven't even done anything yet. I glared up at the two monsters fighting above me. Screw both of them, how could they drag me into their stupid fight? I slapped my cheeks hard with both hands to snap out of it, and quickly summoned a layer of sand to cushion my fall. Meanwhile, the old man's battle had reached its boiling point. He was beating the black dragon's head straight into the dirt. Just then, the dragon opened its massive jaws. And right in front of the old guy's thrilled eyes, it blasted a massive energy beam straight at him. The sheer force of the blast turned the ground entirely to ash. The black dragon must have thought, an attack like this is definitely enough to kill you. But to its absolute shock, a giant sword plunged from the sky, piercing right through its chest. The dragon let out a horrific screech. The old man had spent an entire year crossing this desert, just to track down this black dragon. Because only its heart could empower his blade, and now, it was finally time for the black dragon to die. The giant sword constantly drained the black dragon's energy. Every drop of blood inside the beast was being sucked straight into the blade. Slowly, the sword began glowing a deep, bloody red. It looked like some kind of ancient seal had been broken. The power surging from the giant sword grew stronger and stronger. The broken parts of the blade began forging themselves back together. Within moments, the sword was completely restored. The old man grabbed the hilt with a firm, heavy grip. "My old friend, you're finally back. And you're so much stronger than you were before." Right at that moment, I yelled out, "Hey, you crazy old geezer. Are you seriously talking to a sword? Have you completely lost your mind? Though, I can't believe you actually took down that black dragon. You really live up to the name, crazy old man. Your strength is just completely off the charts. The old man looked shocked that I wasn't dead yet. Honestly, my heart was still pounding out of my chest. If I hadn't thought fast back there, I definitely would have been toast. Looks like I'm pretty damn tough to kill. I guess I have to thank that crazy geezer for constantly blasting me with shockwaves. It really sharpened my reflexes. The old man let out a booming laugh. For a complete idiot, you actually did pretty well. I looked up. The sky above is starting to crack apart. It's because the black dragon died. This dungeon is about to collapse too. We need to get moving, right now. I have no idea why he's grabbing me. The old man just bursts into laughter. And with a massive heave, hurls me straight toward the exit. Curse at him, damn you, old geezer. Just you wait. The very next second, I find myself standing in the desert world I know so well. I can't believe I actually made it out of the dungeon. Soon after, the old geezer steps out right behind me. Whenever a dungeon starts to break apart, an exit portal will always appear. The old man tells me to listen up. He says he needs my sand-controlling powers. But right now, I'm way too weak to be of any use. So, he's giving me a choice. Option 1. Head to the right. That path leads back to New Seoul. I can just go back to my old, ordinary life. Option 2. Go with him, and become a much stronger idiot than I am right now. I have no idea why this old guy is suddenly saying all this. Plus, how long would I even have to follow him? The old man doesn't even know himself. Months, years, maybe even decades. He'll never know until it happens. But right now, he needs me to make a choice. Will I go back to my safe, comfortable life? Or throw myself into a life or death gamble with only a 1% chance of winning? Make your choice right now. I just scoff. This old geezer has got to be kidding me. His brain must be totally fried. You want me to give up my house, my bed, and the roof over my head, just to drag myself across this blazing desert with you? The old man nods. That's exactly what I mean. So hurry up and choose. Well, if he's putting it like that, then there's really nothing left to talk about. I march right up to him. I'm coming with you. That's my choice. I'm the kind of guy who always gets his revenge. But I'm just way too weak right now. I don't have the power to pay anyone back. Oh, and one more thing. You're on my hit list too, old man. Out of everyone I've ever met, you're the absolute strongest, and I've got a gut feeling that I'll never run into anyone stronger than you. The old man just laughs again. Looks like you've got a good eye. Yeah, and I'm totally sure that if I follow you, I'll end up even stronger than you. And sooner or later, I'm gonna kill you. Hearing someone openly say they're going to kill him, especially coming from some snot-nosed brat. The old man just finds it hilarious. One of these days, you're gonna regret that confidence. After that, he drops the banter. Come on, you idiot. Hurry up and follow me. We've got a really long way to go. After trudging along for 10 hours, I realize the old man hasn't slowed down at all, but my stamina is completely drained. I'm begging him to stop and take a break, but he acts like he can't even hear me. It's driving me absolutely crazy. Come on, man, at least answer me. I'm roasting out here. It feels like it's over 50 degrees. This damn sand makes every single step feel like pure torture. If we keep going like this, I'm definitely gonna die of heat stroke or dehydration. The old man finally stops in his tracks. You really are hopeless. You haven't even tapped into 1% of your power. I had no idea what the old man meant by that. He pointed out that I can control sand, yet here I am whining about how hard it is to walk in it. Pathetic, right? But what the hell does that old geezer know? Easy for him to say. It's only been a few days since I awakened. How am I supposed to figure everything out so fast? But to the old man, that was no excuse. Even if you've only been awakened for 1 minute, it's still your power. Mastering it starts the exact second you awaken it, but what I said next really pissed him off. I told him I was just a bottom tier F rank, unlike some high-level awakened boomer like him. In a flash, he was right in my face. Don't you ever spout that kind of garbage again. Who gives a damn if you're an F rank or an S rank? Do you honestly think people are just born as S ranks? And even if they are, that just means they got lucky. Are you going to throw your life away and just accept defeat, all because you weren't lucky enough? To anyone else out there, you're already incredibly lucky. Beyond lucky, actually. You've hit the absolute jackpot. You clueless brat. You have no idea what your power truly means. As he spoke, the old man's tone softened significantly. I'm done lecturing you. Stop your whining, and start figuring out how to actually use your power. What good are strong limbs, if the brain controlling them is just dead weight? He patted my shoulder. This is your power. You need to understand it yourself. You're the only one who can figure out how to break past its limits and truly wield it. As he said this, his fists clenched unconsciously. I couldn't help but wonder, what did this sand ability actually mean to him? The next second, he grabbed me so hard it hurt. If you dare waste this gift, you idiot, I'll kill you myself. After that intense pep talk, I finally started working on my sand manipulation. I managed to float clumps of sand up into the air. Right now, I could probably control sand within a radius of about 50 meters. The range was a bit limited, sure, but it was enough. If I could just figure this out, I could save a ton of stamina. Taking a step forward, I compressed and hardened the sand under my feet. By doing this, walking felt just like stepping on solid ground. I was feeling pretty smug about my new trick. Time to show off for the old guy. My feet weren't sinking into the sand anymore, and moving around felt like an absolute breeze. But I quickly realized there was a catch. Doing this was draining a massive amount of mana. In the long run, this definitely wasn't a sustainable strategy. So, I shifted focus and concentrated the mana straight into my legs. That way, I wouldn't waste nearly as much magic. Plus, walking was still super easy. As I rambled on about my genius idea, the old man slowly closed his eyes. At the end of the day, the secret was simple. This kid just needed to keep experimenting. And never give up. That kind of stubbornness was the privilege of youth, after all. He might still be an F rank right now, but when it came to his physical strength and mana control, he was already brushing up against E rank, or even D rank. The old man secretly believed my future potential was massive. Meanwhile, I was completely caught up in the thrill of leveling up my skills. I caught up to the grumpy old geezer in a flash, eager to show off my new move. Look, by just controlling the sand right under my feet, walking is a total breeze. I even had the nerve to mock him. I bet you can't do this, old man. You're stuck trudging through the sand, step by step, moving slower than a damn snail. The very next second, I received his iron fist of love, right to the top of my skull. If you keep running your mouth, you little brat, you can stop following me right now. If you keep wasting your energy on useless crap, you're gonna drop dead from exhaustion. The old geezer told me that time was seriously running out. You absolute idiot, you'd be better off keeping your mouth shut and saving your strength. Night fell pretty quickly, and the old geezer finally noticed I was awake. You useless brat, wasting so much of my time taking care of you. But I don't remember him taking care of me at all. That stuff he smeared on my wounds wasn't medicine, it was straight up filth. Just then, I saw him toss a piece of jerky at me. The old geezer told me to eat and listen. He started talking about back when he was just like me. There was a time when, even if you were weak, or even more pathetic than the rest, you could still survive. People actually respected those who protected the weak. Can you even imagine that? But, as you well know, this world has completely changed. To you, this might just be everyday life, but I've never gotten used to it. If you've already decided to die, then just lie here and be a piece of rotting meat. If not, then rely on yourself. Use your own damn strength to stand up, you idiot. He tossed me another piece of jerky. By now, I actually understood what he meant. I figured it out. He must have really been alive for a very long time. But I have no idea how many years he's lived, or how many memories are packed inside his head. I even suspect he's been around for over 100 years, since back before the blue planet turned into a sand planet. And he was still chewing on that exact same piece of jerky. Out here in the waterless desert, that's probably the right way to do it. If only he had told me sooner. I feel like this old geezer isn't just handing me a fish. He's teaching me how to fish. Though to be honest, I've never even seen a fish in my life. After that, I asked the old geezer for another piece. As night fell, I sneezed hard. I was finally learning just how freezing the desert gets at night. Plus, that crazy old man mutters to himself every single day, so I barely got any sleep at all. Seems like he's seriously lost his mind. I was just about to ask him if he had any water, because I was so incredibly thirsty. But then I saw him wringing dew right out of his clothes and drinking it. That made me absolutely furious. This old geezer is way too sneaky. He kept it all for himself. While sleeping, he spread his clothes out over the sand, waiting for the dew to settle on them. At this point, all I could do was lick the tiny bit of moisture off my own sleeves. But I didn't feel embarrassed about it at all. Just you wait and see. You crazy old geezer. I swear, one of these days I'm gonna get my revenge on you. Right then, he called me an idiot again. That made me instantly blow my top. I'm not an idiot, I'm a moron. Please get it right. But the old geezer had absolutely zero time to joke around with me. Moron, do you feel like something's a little off? Hearing the old geezer say that made me freeze. Those vibrations, and they weren't just coming from one spot. It felt like they were coming from everywhere. In just a matter of breaths, we were completely surrounded by wild beasts. The beasts that showed up were actually great horned hyenas. They usually hunt at night. Looks like we bumped into them right at dawn. The old geezer probably thought I was gonna beg for his help again. Too bad for him, he guessed wrong. I instantly punched one of the hounds dead in a single strike. I don't need that old man's help at all anymore. Because with area attacks like this, I feel like I can totally handle it. The very next second, I gather another swirling vortex of sand right at my fingertips. Boom, it blasts all the charging hyenas right out of the way. But suddenly, a huge pack of hounds appears right behind me. I just throw my hand wide open, and a massive sand spike blasts a bunch of them flying. I've already killed so many of these hounds, but these hyenas just keep coming, endlessly. If this keeps up, my magic is gonna drain out completely. I need a plan. Brute force just isn't the answer here. I need to effectively and efficiently control my magic. I have to master a certain ability. The ability to fight using way less magic. But right while I'm thinking about it, a dog suddenly sinks its teeth right into my hand. The pain makes me scream and curse. How could you just rush up and bite me while I'm in the middle of thinking? You damn hound. Wait, a hole? Looks like I've got myself a brand new ventilation hole. I carefully feel the flow of the air around me. Suddenly, something comes to mind. Meanwhile, the hounds in front of me just keep charging right at me. I need to make a hole. Now, this hole is a bit weird. It's not a literal hole in the ground, but bloody holes right through these hounds. How did I even forget this trick? I can compress the sand into thin, piercing pillars, and drive them straight through the skulls of these hyenas. By now, I've gone completely crazy. Facing all these hounds right in front of me, I use my sand powers to impale every single one of them. Compared to my chaotic fight over here, that old man seems to be handling these hounds like it's absolutely nothing. Right then, a hound bites down hard on the old man's leg, but the beast's teeth just completely shatter into pieces. The old man just bursts out laughing. Are you little pups trying to tickle me? But there's no way he's letting a biting dog live. I yell at the old man to hold back a little. Hey, don't drag me into your collateral damage. But the old guy couldn't care less. He just unleashes a massive stone rain. With a single swing of his sword, the hounds on the ground are completely blown away, and I have to use my sand just to shield myself from the shockwaves. That crazy old geezer, I am standing right freaking next to him, and he still unleashes such terrifying power. But when I see the giant crater left in the ground, I am totally speechless. Is this guy even human? Pulling off something like this without even using any skills. I can't believe he wiped out all those hyenas with just one single move. Meanwhile, the old guy is stepping right on top of the Hound King. What surprises him is that this alpha beast is actually a female. That hound is incredibly fierce too. It actually unleashes a burst of lightning powers. The old man looks a bit surprised. Could this be a force field? Looks like you're even higher than a B rank. The very next second, her lightning strikes the old man directly. I scream out, watch out. Hurry up and dodge it. But to my absolute shock, the old man just grabs the lightning blast right with his bare hands. It's like in his eyes, this attack is nothing more than a joke. My brain totally short circuits. Looks like for the old man, danger simply does not exist at all. After getting shocked by the lightning, the old guy actually feels a nice, comfortable tingle all the way to his bones. Well, your little electrotherapy session is over. Time for you to die, you mangy hound. The old man brings his sword crashing down, and instantly ends the beast's life. I honestly feel so embarrassed, that I actually worried about this crazy old geezer for even a second. Once the fight is over, the old man notices that I'm somehow still alive. Pretty unbelievable, huh? Then, the old guy yanks a sharp spike straight out of the hound's head. This stuff can make for a pretty decent weapon. With that, he tossed me a dagger. From now on, he told me I had to hunt and scavenge for my own food. I shouldn't expect to get a single drop of water or scrap of meat from him ever again. Even though the meat on these hyenas is toxic, the meat around their hindquarters is clean. It's completely poison-free and totally edible. He told me to stop dawdling, because the sun was about to come up. I had to move fast. 2 hours later, the sun was up and blazing. I was chewing on some jerky, and humming a happy little tune. Now this is the life. My throat was a little dry, sure, but having some food in my belly was good enough for me. Plus, thanks to my new sand step skill, walking was an absolute breeze. I started showing off right in front of the old man. Are you getting a little jealous? Isn't this a bit too much for a guy your age? Look at me, I'm practically gliding. The old geezer tried to smack me like he usually does, but I dodged it. Totally saw it coming this time. But what I didn't expect was his right fist coming crashing down from above. I definitely couldn't dodge that one. I took that punch right on the chin. The old man told me not to get too cocky. You learn one decent skill, and suddenly your head gets all big. That's a quick way to get yourself killed, especially when you're around me. I told him I was only messing around. Seriously though, I'm dying of thirst here. And you still shoved my face straight into the sand. That was totally uncalled for. But right then, I noticed the old man completely ignoring my whining. Then I realized something was up. The air around here felt humid. My skin actually felt a cool breeze. For a second, I honestly thought I was hallucinating. But looking at the old man, his eyes were locked in the exact same direction. That's when I knew I wasn't crazy. It meant there was definitely something up ahead. Maybe an oasis. Soon enough, we crested over a huge sand dune. As I reached the top of that dune, I went absolutely crazy with joy. I couldn't believe it. My guess was spot on. The oasis was real. I'd only ever heard about these in rumors. Right there, unfolding in front of us, was a decent-sized lake. Thank God, my dry throat was finally saved. I practically threw myself down the slope. The old geezer just stared at me like I was a complete idiot. But I didn't care at all. I hadn't had a proper drop of water in days. Who cares what he thinks? I dove headfirst straight into the pool, gulping down that sweet, sweet nectar of life. Oh man, it felt like heaven. Freezing cold water soaked right into my skin. After wandering in this hellish, 50-degree desert, it was the first time in days I finally felt the rush of freezing water washing over me. Just as I was losing myself in pure bliss, a dark shadow caught my eye. The blurry shadow ahead of me suddenly gave off this bright, glowing light. It felt so warm. Suddenly, my brain felt incredibly heavy. I was getting so sleepy. From up above, the old man started screaming, "You absolute moron, snap out of it right now. Do you want to get eaten alive?" He started sprinting towards me at full speed. Just by the way he was moving, I could feel exactly how panicked he was. It turns out, underneath this tiny little oasis, was a massive, hidden deep water sinkhole, and a terrifying monster had its jaws wide open, ready to swallow me whole. The old man grabbed my clothes right at the exact moment that weird fish lunged up from under the water. He yanked me up just in time, and then, with a single step forward, I finally found an apprentice. Like hell I'm letting you eat him, you brainless freak of a fish. The very next second, he flexed his arm and slammed his sword straight into the monster. A massive wave blasted across the oasis. I was standing there, completely terrified. I almost became that thing's dinner. And right there, hovering over the lake, I saw a rainbow. So the rumors were actually true. The seven-colored light really does exist. Turns out, this freakish fish is called a sand ma. They use the glowing light on their foreheads to lure in their prey, and then swallow them whole. After that, the old man's expression grew darker and darker. He was absolutely furious. He spun around and smacked me right on the forehead. Do you have any idea how close you came to getting eaten? If that thing dragged you into the deep water, even I couldn't have saved you. The old man just kept screaming at me. What happened to everything I taught you, you absolute idiot? You get a little comfortable and suddenly you think you're invincible. You have absolutely zero common sense. I just nodded as fast as I could. Honestly, I know he was only yelling at me because he cares. I completely understand that. After that, the old man told me to skin the beast. He wanted me to strip the hide right off of it, since this was a sand-throat beast, which is a Class C monster. Its white outer skin was soft and stretchy, making it the perfect material for crafting robes. Once we cut it off, we could make some clothes. I asked him if he needed a new robe. The old man's anger was pushed right to the absolute breaking point. He roared at me, "How are you getting stupider by the minute? It's not for me, it's for you. You are a complete and utter moron. There has to be a reason for this level of stupidity. Did someone hit your brain with a petrification spell last year or something? His booming voice practically made my ears bleed, and all I could do was apologize. The old man mentioned that something was wrong with the fish. It had mutated significantly. They used to look a lot like the fish from ancient Earth. The old man knew I had never seen a real fish before. So he told me to come over and take a closer look. And he was right. I had never seen anything so bizarre in my life. It was insane to think this thing could actually breathe underwater. It was absolutely mind-blowing and honestly, a little creepy looking. The next moment, I grabbed my knife and started peeling off the monster's skin. The old man immediately started yelling again. Are you trying to scratch its back? Here, give it to me. After struggling for what felt like forever, I still hadn't managed to get the skin off. It was a lot tougher than I thought. Since that wasn't working, I decided to channel some magic to see if I could pierce its hide. I used my mana to make the blade sharper, and quickly sliced right through. I even snapped off one of the monster's fins to use as a needle. Once I whittled the bone down to a sharp point, I used the fish's tendons as thread to stitch the clothes together. But it didn't take long for me to realize. I had failed completely. Even a beggar wouldn't be caught dead wearing the garbage I just made. It was a tattered mess, and it reeked of this disgusting, fishy stench. The old man told me not to stress about it. He still had plenty of raw materials lying around. In the blink of an eye, night fell, and I had finally managed to stitch together a proper piece of clothing. After a total of 8 failures, I finally managed to pull it off. Right then, the old geezer called out to me, scaring the living daylights out of me. This is mine, you can't just take it away again. However, the old man didn't care one bit about the clothes I had patched up. He just told me to eat this piece of meat. This is the gallbladder of a sandthroat. It's a highly rare medicinal herb. He demanded that I eat every single bite without leaving a crumb. The old man even threatened me, saying that if I didn't eat it, I was going to die. Then, without even waiting for me to react, he shoved the gallbladder straight into my hands. Looking at this disgusting blob, I really had no other choice. But I didn't care anymore. Since the old man said this was top-tier medicine, I might as well just choke it down. Being grossed out is still better than being beaten to death. But as I kept chewing, I realized the taste of this thing was actually pretty decent. It felt like I was eating soft clouds. No matter how much I ate, I never felt full. Right then, the old man called out to me with an amused look. Eating that fast is a sure way to get yourself in trouble. It's about time. Are you starting to feel a burning sensation right about now? He had this incredibly smug look on his face. And very quickly, I felt like all of my internal organs were being roasted alive by roaring flames. I immediately knew something was horribly wrong. What the hell is going on? Why is my body burning up? And this heat has already far exceeded what my body can possibly endure. If this keeps up, I might actually explode. On top of that, my magic power is completely out of control. But the old man didn't care about any of that. He just told me to grit my teeth and endure it. Everything in this world is like an oasis, fading away. As if it never even existed. But even if it does, the giant shark will be reborn and reincarnate once again. Life is an endless cycle just like that. How could I possibly listen to his philosophical garbage? I'm about to turn into human barbecue here. You need to save me first. I can only listen to your big lectures if you actually save my life. The old geezer just gave me a cold, dismissive glance. He had absolutely no intention of saving me. Besides, there wasn't really anything he could do to save me anyway. That's what caused the flames to strike so fiercely. Right after that, the old man literally just went to sleep. When I finally woke up again, it was already the morning of the second day. The old man flashed me a slight smile. Are you finally awake, you idiot? I told him not to just pop out of nowhere and scare me like that. You could easily scare me to death. And another thing, I wasn't sleeping, I passed out. It's all your fault, you rotten old geezer. You just watched me dying last night and did absolutely nothing. But as I kept yelling, I realized that my body was no longer burning hot. Plus, I felt absolutely overflowing with energy. My muscles felt as dense and firm as packed clay. And my magic power was roaring inside me like a violent storm. Could it be that the thing was exactly what the old man said it was? Was it really a top-tier medicine? I demanded the old man to tell me what on earth was going on. Why did I suddenly become so incredibly strong? He said all the credit goes straight to the sand throat's gallbladder. For those who cross the desert, this is an absolutely priceless treasure. It grants people the power to withstand the scorching sun and violent sandstorms. For merchant caravans, its value is easily comparable to a magic stone. I couldn't believe this old guy was actually this generous. To think he actually gave me something so incredibly precious. The old man just told me not to get all sappy on him. I only gave it to you because you're pitifully weak. Since I'm dragging you around everywhere, you need to be at least a little bit useful. At the very least, you need to be able to protect yourself. I've already let go of my grudge against the old man for leaving me to die yesterday. I actually owe him a huge thanks. In the blink of an eye, it was already noon. The old man patted the skeleton of the monster fish. Hard to believe that fish was so massive. It's rare for us to get this full. After that, he told me to get dressed so we could keep moving. A smirk crept across my face. Yes, sir, let's hit the road. I've realized I'm starting to listen to this old man more and more. We walked for half a month straight. Today, a massive sandstorm blocked my path. Thanks to my powers, this sandstorm feels like nothing more than a cool breeze to me now. The old man doesn't have my powers, though. Yet, he's walking right through the center of the storm like he's strolling through a park. Maybe it's a midlife crisis or something. I've been following him for 2 weeks now. Does this guy even know where he's going? It feels like he has absolutely no clear direction. I'm starting to think the old geezer is just lost. Right as I was cursing him out for being an idiot, a giant ant appeared right behind me. But I didn't panic at all. I just raised a finger, using my sand powers to strike it down. Pipe down, you little bug. Gradually, from constantly being by the old man's side, I've started picking up the vibe of a true powerhouse. But right then, I noticed some movement behind me. Looks like its armor is pretty damn tough after all. But escaping isn't an option anymore. Right now, my senses are picking up. Several more ants crawling straight toward me. Well, I don't feel a shred of pity for them anymore. Since you guys want to fight, I'll give you a swift and satisfying death. I slammed my palm down. Dust and sand exploded from the ground. Once the shockwave cleared the sand, all those ants were completely exposed. It's time for me to go on the hunt. I can't just hide behind the old man forever. I wiped them all out with a single sandstorm. To me, the sound of those explosions was like music to my ears. Honestly, I'm loving these sandstorm days. As far as the eye can see, it's nothing but endless yellow sand. I turned around and realized that stinky old geezer had already wandered way off. If I don't hurry, he's going to leave me behind. That old man has absolutely zero team spirit. Wandering alone at his age, I picked up the pace and chased after him. But right at that moment, my heart skipped a beat. Ever since I started following him, I haven't let my guard down once. And because of that, the second a beast gets close, I can react instantly. But what I just sensed right now feels completely different. It wasn't just simple animal instinct. There is definitely something massive right under me. A split second later, the ants hiding in the sand were blasted right out of the ground. This massive tremor confirmed exactly what I was thinking. Damn it, I cursed under my breath. Just how many ants are buried under this sand? I looked over at the old man in the distance, only to see him sitting up there quietly enjoying the show. I bit my tongue and didn't ask for his help. Because I can't just be like a little kid running to the adults for help every time. I instantly unleashed my sand powers and threw myself into the fight against the swarm. I finally figured it out. There is no way the old man missed those underground ants. But he did not lift a finger. He did not even warn me. That just proves one thing. He was throwing a test right at me. I swept my hand through the air. Countless sand spikes blasted straight toward that swarm of ants. But right then, the lead ant actually smashed right through my attack range. It lunged right in my face. Luckily, I managed to dodge it just in time. These damn ants actually dared to gang up on me. God knows how many more are lurking underground. If it was a one-on-one fight, I would not be scared of them at all. But too bad. There is absolutely no way they would fight me fair and square. I came up with a brilliant idea. I could use the sand to build a massive staircase. Rising higher and higher into the sky, I felt like I had dropped straight into a nightmare of an ant pit. There were just too many to kill. Now I had to get to higher ground to figure out what was happening down there. Thank goodness those pests could not fight in the air. But suddenly, My body felt like it was violently yanked down by something. I could not believe it. Those freaks had chased me all the way up here. They actually linked themselves together, one by one, to form a giant living rope. You have got to be kidding me. They could not fly, but they used pure teamwork to reach me in mid-air. The next second, the lead ant gave a massive tug. It ripped me straight out of the sky. My body slammed violently onto the blazing yellow sand. The sheer force of that impact had my insides twisting and turning. Damn these wretched bugs. I could not believe they messed me up this bad. I shot a practically begging look at the old man standing over there. If he just stepped in to help, I could break free in a second. But the moment that thought crossed my mind, a massive grin spread across my face. I was not looking at him to beg for a rescue. I wanted him to watch closely, to see exactly how I was going to survive this. The old man let out a low chuckle. Now that is the true spirit of a powerhouse. You idiot, in this ruined world of endless sand, your ability is an absolute, unparalleled gift. Sure, you could have used that power to live a life everyone would envy. But if you took the easy way out, that would be the end of your story. Those brain-dead fools out there, they do not even know why the world ended up like this. They are completely lost in their little illusions. Awakened as someone who must instinctively master, unleash, and evolve their own skills. Not something cranked out of a damn factory assembly line. The old man just could not let go of the horrors of his past. It turned out, he really had lived for over 100 years. He watched the entire world burn to ashes with his own 2 eyes. He was so utterly helpless back then. Every single one of his comrades, his entire family, wiped out in that massive explosion. Even his little girl, he could not protect a single thing he loved. But I was different. I possessed the limitless potential to become anything. He wanted me to plunge headfirst into the razor edge between life and death. Because that was the only way I would grow stronger. Just like I was doing right now. Pushing my limits, constantly evolving. And right in that moment, I unlocked a brand new power of the sand. I let out an insane roar of laughter. You little pests must be feeling it by now, right? Every last one of you is completely dead meat. A massive wave of sand completely buried the swarm. This was my ultimate new move, the ultra-high compression sand bomb. Those damn bugs were about to be blown to absolute pieces. Sand was just simple, dumb matter on its own. But if I infused it with crushing gravity, kinetic impact, and squeezed every single ounce of power I could muster right into the core, it would detonate with completely terrifying force. Boom, that sweet sound of an explosion is just so satisfying. With this, all of these ants are totally done for. There's no way I'm dying here before I get stronger. The old man burst out laughing. This kid is getting carried away again. I didn't even look at the ants in front of me, just kept blasting them with my sand bullets. Seeing this made me ecstatic. The feeling of getting stronger is just exhilarating. But right when I was showing off my battle results to the old man, an ant ambushed me. That actually gave me a scare. I was way too careless. I definitely can't let my guard down next time. I noticed this ant looked a bit different from the others. It was much bigger, and packed a lot more power. The crazy part is, I didn't even sense its presence at all. How the hell could trash like this use a high-level stealth skill? Plus, I could feel this ant was toxic. No wonder my mana was draining out of control. This poison is blocking my mana flow. These damn bugs. But a cheap trick like this won't be enough to take me down. The next moment, I was actually dragged underground by the ants. I groggily opened my eyes and realized I was right inside their nest. This is really bad. I might have had a chance to run on the surface, but down here? There's almost zero chance. I noticed something moving, slowly creeping up beside me. I turned my head to look. It was a bunch of larvae. The creepy grubs were slowly crawling up my arm. 2 fangs sank right into my flesh, but my body just wouldn't move. If this keeps up, they're going to eat me alive. Looks like I've reached my limit. My whole life started flashing before my eyes. Am I actually going to die here? Just then, another bug came scurrying over, rushing as if it was afraid of missing out on the meat. But the next second, I smashed it to pieces. The giant ant above looked genuinely shocked. I slowly dragged myself back up. I couldn't stop smirking. Is that all you've got? Weak little ants like you are easy to deal with. And right then, another golden stripe appeared on my arm. The next second, the ground beneath me erupted with massive power. Endless streams of sand started bursting from the floor. Not just where I was standing. Every single corner. of this cave started blasting out massive streams of sand. Since they dragged me down into their nest, I'm going to destroy their home. Soon enough, I had completely wrecked most of their nest. This is the new compression skill I just learned, wiping out these ants with such terrifying explosive force. I noticed my rank actually went up. Plus, my stamina and mana were completely overflowing. I almost thought I had evolved. My strength and mana were on a totally different level compared to when I was in F rank. But even so, that massive guy behind me didn't have a single scratch. The giant black ant charged straight at me. I quickly formed some compressed bullets, ready to hurl them all at once. Let's see just how tough this guy's skull really is. Boom, boom, boom. Despite a rapid chain of explosions, I couldn't put a single dent in that massive ant. I was losing my damn mind. At this rate, there's no way I can win. No matter how much I attack, I can't even leave a scratch on him. I forced myself to calm down. I had to think hard about how to get past his unbreakable armor. And then, I figured out a way to tear it right off him. Not break it, but tear it off. I'm not just gonna tear it to pieces. The next second, a massive storm erupted out of nowhere. And this ant's body was smack in the middle of my sandstorm. If I can't break through its armor, then I'll just twist it. I'll rip its parts right off. The ant let out a miserable, agonizing shriek. But right then, it unleashed this horrible, ear-piercing screech. Oh, crap. I completely didn't see this coming. What the hell is this thing? It sounds like some crazy high-frequency vibration. If this keeps up, my eardrums are gonna completely burst. And worse, this whole damn cave is the ant's turf. Sound just kept bouncing off the walls. I can't believe this freaking ant was hiding a trick like this for the very end. But you know what? That just fired me up even more. It's either you die first, or I do. One of us is going down today. There's no other way. Let's see who breaks first. My sand kept grinding away at its body. Soon enough, its tough shell started cracking. I let out a massive roar. I poured absolutely every ounce of my magic into it. I have to kill this bastard. Suddenly, it felt like something inside me just snapped. My body started swaying sideways. What's happening? Why can't I control my own body? Have I hit my absolute limit? I cursed myself out. I really am totally useless. My body is just so incredibly weak. But right as I was about to pass out, a pair of big, rough hands caught me. The old man let out a booming laugh. If you fall asleep here, your face is gonna freeze right off. You won't look so pretty when your face is paralyzed. I can't believe this old geezer. His one and only disciple is literally dying here, and he's still cracking jokes. I'll leave the final blow to you, you stupid old man. You cocky little brat, seems you aren't completely useless after all. To think you managed to hold out this long. That ant was a C-rank monster. It was way out of your league. Yet, even standing at death's door, you didn't give up. You fought tooth and nail right to the very end. You did good, kid. You've earned the right to live. All I could see was the old man's mouth going. Blah, 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 blah. I couldn't hear a single word. Because my eardrums were completely blown out. But the old man totally ignored my ruptured eardrums, and just yanked me up by the collar with one hand. I asked him where the hell we were going. Suddenly, he just launched us straight up into the air. Right in front of me, there was this glowing purple orb. I tried asking the old man what the heck it was. It looked kinda pretty, actually, but he didn't even bother answering. Not that I could hear him anyway. Then, he just pointed at the wall, gesturing for me to read it myself. I saw the old man had written on the wall, "This is the Queen's soul. It's a top-tier medicinal herb, just so I don't repeat the same mistake as last time when I swallowed that gallbladder." I figured I'd better double-check with the old man. This thing isn't gonna melt my insides, right? He said eating this thing could actually kill me. But from my perspective, I couldn't hear a single word he was saying, since my eardrums were totally busted. I figured it'd probably be fine. I mean, come on, one bite isn't gonna kill me, right? So, I just popped it right in. Surprisingly, it actually tasted like strawberry. I thought it was pretty damn good, so I turned to the old man and asked if he had any more. I was hoping to grab a couple more, but right at that moment, my eyes shot wide open. Then, it felt like my body was being pierced straight through. I couldn't even process what the hell was happening. Turns out, that thing causes total bowel reversal. Literally, your guts just twist and flip inside out. Queen ant eggs are an incredibly deadly poison. Even the tiniest drop will force all of your internal organs to completely twist and invert. Simply put, the victim's organs get tangled up, mangled, and flipped inside out. Until they die. I screamed my lungs out at that old bastard. What the hell is this? What sick garbage did you just feed me? The old man just told me to shut up. If you want to survive in this crazy world, then you'd better get used to it. I don't know how, but I somehow heard exactly what he said. But how the hell am I supposed to get used to this? The next second, I coughed up a massive mouthful of blood. I knew I was a goner. My absolute garbage of a life was finally coming to an end. But in the end, I really was just an idiot. That old man was never worth trusting. Thud, my body collapsed heavily onto the ground. Then, the old man casually rolled his wrists and shoved his bare hand straight into the ant's carcass. He rummaged around inside for a bit and pulled it out a second later, holding a strange blue object. Just as I thought, the magic stone from this kind of beast is on a whole different level. Really hit the jackpot this time. Plus, he figured the ants themselves could be pretty useful too. So he might as well pack them all up. Then, he glanced over at the sword next to him. The blade was letting out a faint, humming sound. My friend, I know he's in agonizing pain right now, but there's nothing we can do. If he's too weak, he dies. That's all there is to his fate. Then, he slung the sword onto his back. Old friend, you haven't forgotten, have you? We're running out of time. I don't know how much time passed, but I slowly opened my eyes. The old man was staring at me with a massive grin. Well, looks like you finally woke up, kid. I really thought you were gonna die on me. The very next second, I instantly unleashed my sand powers right at him. The old man kept stepping back, looking completely exasperated. What the hell are you doing? Why are you thrashing around like that? You're kicking dust everywhere. Are you trying to choke me to death? But as he looked up, he realized something was wrong. Oh, how interesting. Looks like you're actually serious, huh? Right in front of him, I was manipulating the sand, forming over 30 deadly sand bullets. My message was crystal clear. I was challenging him to a fight. And immediately after, the sand bullets completely surrounded the old man. But he didn't look scared in the slightest. You idiot, don't get too full of yourself. As I bombarded him with my attacks, I screamed out the one burning question in my soul. Why the hell were you trying to kill me, you old bastard? But I got no answer. I was practically drowning in pure rage at this point. There was no way in hell I was ever going to forgive this old geezer. I used my sand control to soften the spikes in the lair. That way, they'd detach and drop from the ceiling, and then I could control them with my sand. I sent all those spikes flying straight at the old man. I fired off over a dozen ultimate moves in a row, which left me totally out of breath. But the old guy didn't have a single scratch on him. He even called me an idiot. What the hell was going on? The old man said slowly, sure, you've got the volume. But did you really not use your brain at all? Still, seeing him completely unharmed blew my mind. Those attacks were literally all my trump cards. And they didn't even leave a dent. The old man let out a sigh. You absolute moron. You dropped dead on the spot from just one of my punches. So why would I ever bother feeding you poison? Hearing him put it like that, I realized the old guy actually had a point. Turns out, the ant queen's eggs are a deadly toxin that can melt right through my organs. But, they can also suck out all the impurities and tiny traces of poison from my body. Depending on how you use it, it can be the deadliest poison in the world. Or the absolute best medicine. It completely flushed out all the gunk in my system, making room for my magic to completely fill up. I actually felt that happening during our fight just now. Just like the old guy said, my magic power had multiplied several times over. Realizing all this, my heart just swelled with emotion. Tears even started welling up in my eyes. I threw myself right into his arms. I'm so sorry, I never should have doubted you. I must have lost my mind to think you were hurting me. I sobbed my lungs out. Honestly, because I knew that attacking the old guy was a super deadly mistake. If I didn't act like a big crying baby right now, he'd probably beat the living crap out of me. The old man told me to dry my eyes. You're a grown adult now. Stop crying like a baby. I yelled, no, I'm emotionally traumatized. Right then, the sword strapped to the old man's back let out a faint, humming sound. It was actually talking to him. I hear you, my old friend, the old man said. I know what you mean. The only reason this little brat managed to survive is because he's a lot tougher than he looks. But if he doesn't get stronger, and fast, I won't have any excuses left. I'm betting on some really garbage odds here. Then, the old guy suddenly scooped me right up. Time to make our move. I asked him what the hell he was grabbing me for this time. He just smirked. We don't have a lot of time left. Don't you think we should get the hell out of here? A really bad feeling suddenly washed over me. And at that exact moment, up on the surface, a massive shockwave exploded. The old man and I burst out from underground. You crazy old geezer, is brute force the only thing you know? Couldn't we just use the normal exit? He told me to shut my mouth. You're lucky we even got out at all. You're way too weak right now. At this rate, you won't even be able to find a wife. But right in the middle of his sentence, something up ahead caught his eye. Curious, I looked up to see what it was. And my eyes nearly popped right out of my head. Holy crap, what the actual hell was that? The old guy just kept dragging me along, slowly leaping towards it. A turtle? I had never seen a freaking turtle that massive before. Just looking at the thing gave me the creeps. The old man called it a mobile fortress. Archelon. It was originally a B-class turtle-type magical beast. Its defense is even beyond S-class. They hollowed out the turtle shell to reinforce it, and now they're riding it like a moving fortress. I was absolutely stunned. That insane monster. I can't believe they're actually riding it around. The world is just so massive. I really was living under a rock this whole time. The old man told me this was just child's play, and that I'd see way crazier things later on. Just then, the giant turtle glanced right at us. Staring into those massive eyes gave me the creeps. Suddenly, someone jumped down from above with a massive crash. Another old geezer landed right in front of us. Talk about a dramatic entrance. The man slowly spoke up. With so many people around, I wasn't sure at first, but it really is you. I was just about to attack him with my sand, but the old man stopped me. If you have a death wish, go right ahead. But don't expect me to save your stupid ass. The old man in the glasses glared with incredible intensity. It really has been a long time. Diodin.